welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on my 2007 Lexus GX470. I just put a lift on it and beefy tires and whatnot. If you have one of these trucks or SUVs or soccer mom cars, whatever you want to call it, I highly recommend that you join the GX pages. I believe the GX off-road pages or GXOR, whether they're on the internet or on any of the social media platforms, because it is how I found out about a lot of the modifications that I'm planning to do to this GX470 and the modifications that I've already done to it. For today's modification, we're going to be doing some exhaust work, and thanks to GXOR and just seeing that a whole bunch of GX470 owners have already done this, we're going to go ahead and install some exhaust. All right, guys, so check out this part number, grab a screenshot or whatnot. I'm actually going to go ahead and insert a link in the description down below to this exact kit right here. So this Catback exhaust kit is actually for a 5th gen 4Runner. However, a lot of people on the GXOR pages say that it works with our GX470s. Looks like the previous owner installed a newer, what do you call it, manifold, exhaust manifold. I don't know if I could get on. Yeah, so if you can see those nuts and bolts, come on, focus. Those are actually newer hardware. So, you know, when we picked up this Lexus from the previous owner, we actually picked it up from an exhaust shop. So if that isn't enough proof to prove that it had exhaust work done, then I don't know what is. So here's the rest of the exhaust, right? Look at this big, beefy muffler sound deadening thing that deadens the beautiful sound of a V8. Oh, this new exhaust isn't going to be super obnoxious. Hopefully not, because I don't want to be one of those obnoxious V8 drivers. However, I do want a little bit of a rumble from this engine. The new exhaust, I believe, hooks up from here. I know this because my brother just hooked this up on his 5th gen 4Runner, and I'm going to go ahead and upload a video on that here pretty soon. But it hooks up from here all the way back. Now, I've already cut off a piece right here. So there was a muffler that went from here to the end because I went ahead and installed an aftermarket receiver, a Kurt hitch receiver right there. So I needed to get to these holes right here to install those bolts. So I just simply cut it, and then you remove this exhaust hanger and it comes out. It's actually right there in that box right there. Interesting. So there's a piece right there. Oh, it's the muffler tip. Got a bag with some clamps and hardware. Looks like this is our muffler. And last piece. Oh man, no stickers? Please let there be a sticker in here. No sticker. All right, looks like we're returning this kit. Oh, wait. Woohoo! Sticker! We're keeping it. Hardware. That's pretty. It's a little too pretty almost. Let's go check this out. Right here, just kind of get an idea of where it's going to go. I'm just looking at it, gauging whether I want to paint this black or not. I did buy some black exhaust paint. I've used it before. I've used it actually on the G8. When I did some welding of the cutouts, I went ahead and, you know, wanted to protect the welds with some high heat paint. And the paint is actually right here. About 2 cans, brand new. So I think I might end up painting it black. I'm trying to go for this whole like stormtrooper look, even though I'm not even like a big Star Wars person. I like Star Wars, but I'm not like super into it. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and paint this black, give it some protection. And then while it's drying up, I'll crank up the heat over there. Ooh. And while this is drying up, I'll go ahead and remove the exhaust that's on there. So time for a time lapse. Gonna wait for this side to dry up and then flip it and do the other side. There's really no wrong way to do this, I guess. It's exhaust, so it's gonna be underneath the car anyways. However, whenever you spray stuff, or whenever I spray stuff, I like to do things in like light coats. So light coat, move on to the next one, light coat, move on to the next one, light coat. And if it's warm enough in here, you can already see that it's kind of like spot drying. So by the time you're done light coating that one, you can go back over here and light coat again to basically build up the coats and then get that thick, color going. Before I did paint them, I went ahead and grabbed some like brake clean and just wiped off any like oils or anything that was on there from when they shipped it over, so that the paint could attach to it better. Now, while we're waiting for this to dry, we're gonna go ahead and start working on taking off the old exhausts. I'm probably going to need some tools along with some persuasion. If you see right here, that bolt is looking pretty rusty and nasty. I'm not gonna go ahead and just start taking it apart. I'm gonna apply a good amount of heat to it, try to get this metal to expand and get some of this rust to loosen up a little bit. And then this bolt, by the way, is a 14 mil. Also, what I'm gonna do is all these rubber exhaust holder things, whatever they're called, exhaust hangers, I'm gonna grab some PB Blaster or some WD-40, some sort of lubricant, and just spray in the rubber around it, let it kind of penetrate over there. That way when we go to slide it off, it'll be easier. So there's one right there. I'm pretty sure there's something right here. I could see there's one right there. And then, is there another one on this side? Yep, there's one right here. And then I know there's one in the back because I took that one off. So there was one that was going in here. Another tool that comes in handy, super handy, is this exhaust hanger removal tool. I had a buddy come over and I was helping him put exhaust on his Focus ST, and he brought this with him. And as a payment to me, well, I wasn't even expecting a payment. He just said, hey, you can have this for the shop. So Jeff, if you're watching this, appreciate you, man. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, and we are fully installed. Check it out. We've got our MBRP Catback system installed on my 07 GX470. And I went ahead and painted it black. I think it is looking good. I might have to figure something out there just because it's... Is it touching the bumper? I think we might be good actually. So before I bring it down and turn it on, just figured wanted to give you guys some pointers and whatnot. For the exhaust hangers, make sure you use a lot of WD-40 or penetrating oil. Get those things lubricated as best as possible so that it's easier for you guys to slide these and on and off. These are 15s. All the exhaust clamps are 15s. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then all the exhaust clamps, match up. So this one is going to be stretched a little bit. And then you got that one hooked up. Let's push that back a little bit. So that one's hooked up. This one's hooked up. And the only one that we're not hooked up to is this one right here, because obviously, this kit's for a 4runner, but it perfectly, it works for us. Let's see. Over here, is it touching at all? I think we might be good. I could probably readjust this, so I could loosen up this clamp, loosen up the other clamp, and just kind of move this up a little bit. For the hardware, so what happened was, if you see over here, there's actually like, if you're having the same issue as me where it's like super corroded, it is very likely that the nuts that are welded onto this flange right here are going to break on you, especially if you use heat. They're probably going to like melt off. Go ahead, just take those off, grab yourself some hardware, grab yourself some, I believe these are M10 by 1.5 or M10 1.5, and then grab yourself some nuts, some locking nuts, and a washer for both sides. So I put a washer on both sides. Yeah, we got that to work. So yeah. Also, don't forget to tighten up this bolt right here for the muffler tip. You don't want to lose this muffler tip right here. It is an 8mm Allen wrench. Yeah, I think that's that pretty much sums it up. So that pretty much wraps it up for the exhaust video. I'm actually kind of digging it because I just recently installed this Kurt hitch and I wasn't feeling that at first, but now that this exhaust is coming out here and the hitch is right there, it kind of flows better. See what I mean? Where it's like hitch and then exhaust. So in a way, the hitch is kind of like a protection for the exhaust. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Be sure to join those GXOR pages, whether they're on Facebook or Instagram or whatnot. Really helps getting ideas for modifications as far as your Soccer Mom GX470. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop them down below. I'll do my best to get to them. In the meantime, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It motivates me to do more of this kind of stuff. So I hope you guys appreciate these, but peace out.